Welcome back, and in this video we're going to talk about something called erotomania. What is erotomania? Erotomania is a rare mental health condition that happens when someone is fixated on the idea that another person is intensely in love with them. The other person may be of a high social status or a celebrity. Basically, it's a form of delusion if you think about it. Without any further ado, let's get started, and I hope you enjoy this video. The fixation of being loved by someone else is considered delusional because it's not based on reality. In most cases, the person hasn't even met said person that they're in love with, they're just fixated on it. Some people with this syndrome may also believe that someone they just met is instantly in love with them. A person with this condition can also believe that another person is sending them messages via telepathic means or by the news, which as a whole, that's another level of delusion on its own. They might also find it impossible to give up their belief that the other person loves them, despite the lack of evidence, and even with that being said, meeting the person in general. Erotomania can be associated with other mental health conditions that involve delusions or maniac behaviors. The main symptom is a person's false belief that someone is deeply or obsessively in love with them. There is no evidence of the other person's love. The other person may not even be aware of their existence, of the person with erotomania. A person with this condition might talk about the other person constantly. They may also be obsessed with trying to meet with or communicate with this person so that they can be together. Common symptoms include obsessively consuming media related to the other person if they are a celebrity or a public figure, constantly sending them letters, emails, or gifts, persistently making phone calls to the other person, being convinced that the other person is trying to secretly communicate through glances, gestures, coded messages in the news, television shows, movies, or even social media. Creating elaborate or false situations in which the other person is pursuing them, stalking them, or trying to get in touch with them. Feeling jealous due to a belief that the other person may be in contact with other lovers or may not be faithful. That one is a pretty bad point on its own. Harassing the other person in public, sometimes to the point of being reprimanded or arrested and maybe even tried. Losing interest in activities other than talking about the other person or doing activities related to them. Psychotic breaks. Erotomania may happen over a long period of time or only in short episodes known as psychotic breaks. Psychotic breaks are common symptoms of other mental health conditions. They involve an abrupt worsening of the delusions or other psychotic features. They may occur in disorders such as schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, and bipolar disorder. Maniac symptoms of bipolar disorder include having an unusual high amount of energy, not being able to sleep, being involved in more activities than the average person, speaking quickly about many different topics in a short amount of time, having a lot of thoughts in a short amount of time known as racing thoughts, displaying risky behaviors such as spending a lot of money at one time or driving recklessly, even binge drinking, binge watching TV. It depends. That one can really be a lot more than just what I said. Before we go on to treatment, story time. In 2016, a married woman in her 50s was checked into a psychiatric clinic because she believed her former boss was in love with her, and she also believed that her husband was preventing her from getting together with her boss. One more story we can talk about. This is from the 80s. It describes a woman who mistakenly believed that several different men were in love with her at the same time and they were pursuing her. Her erotomania went on for 8 years before she got treated. 8 years. That is pretty excessive. Now, treatments for erotomania. Treatments usually address psychosis or delusional symptoms. This involves a combination of therapy and medication. Your doctor or therapist may guide you through counseling or psychotherapy services before a diagnosis. Classic or typical antipsychotic medications such as Pimazide are often used successfully. Non-traditional or atypical antipsychotics such as olanzapine, risperidone, and clozapine have also been alongside therapy or counseling. If erotomania results from an underlying condition such as bipolar disorder, treatments for this condition may be used. Bipolar disorder is often treated with mood stabilizers such as lithium or valproic acid. There's also a lot of complications when it comes to erotomania, and conditions that associate with erotomania too. Erotomania again can cause someone to show risky or aggressive behavior. In some cases, this behavior can cause the person to be arrested for stalking or harassment. In rare cases, erotomania can result in the death of either person in the situation. Erotomania is often associated with bipolar disorder. It is also associated with other conditions that include anxiety disorder, drug or alcohol dependence, eating disorders, and ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Erotomania may only last for a few hours or a few days, but it can also continue to last for months, even years, if it's a result of an underlying mental health condition. If you notice symptoms of erotomania, seek medical help immediately or go talk to a therapist right away. Getting treated for erotomania before showing risky or aggressive behavior towards another person is very crucial in preventing this condition from disrupting both their life and disrupting your life. Spread the word on erotomania if you want. Share the video. Remember to give it a like, and let me know your opinions on erotomania, because this is something new to me too. I didn't know that was what this phrase was coined as. So I thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.